Okay, well, here's the inside of the car. You've got the dash, the vacuum tubes. They do work. The line, I got to reconnect the line. I move the battery. Every time I move the battery or replace it, I adjust those lines, and somehow the vacuum gets messed up. Whoever had the car before me, they took like a dinosaur and chewed all around the inside where the radio goes, and you know, I mean, you have to figure out how to fix that or whatever. The dash has got cracks in it or whatever. It's got several issues there, but nothing that, you know, can't be replaced and fixed. The headliner is in pretty good condition until you get to the back around the cell panels, and you'll notice that the cell, you know, the fabric there is kind of wrinkled and withered. The back seat's in real good condition. You can almost reuse the back seat. This is some of the cardboard material that they use. Was around the back of the window. I took it out and it was already torn and cracked. The car's dirty. I haven't cleaned up the interior. You'll notice the cracks there in the passenger seat, and where it's torn. It is a console shift car. This here is the switch that actually activates the fan. Turn the fan on to cool the radiator. It's got the high torque starter. That's it running on its own, so you don't think I'm selling you a car with no engine and transmission in it. The door panel, I've got a partial panel. I don't have the full panel. I put a little fiberglass on to kind of give a depth issue, so you can see the quarter area is definitely going to be replaced. You can put fiberglass and stuff just to make it what it is, but it needs to be replaced. Tires have got good tread on them front and back. Again, you got the damage there that I showed in the other video from underneath. It's running a little rich. That is a brand new exhaust system, just got done. It does have some places that are hard to see, right here and also right here, where this whole panel is going to have to be replaced around the tail lights. It is what it is, but still it's decent. You just got to do some repairs with fiberglass, whatever you want to do with it. From what I was understanding with you, you're going to completely restore it. This is the trim that is visible on this side. It was a vinyl roof car. It's got a place right here. You can see where it needs to be filled in and replaced. Then you take the rear window out, put that back in. It's got the exact same kind of damage on the other side, about the same diameter as far as thickness, where, you know, it's come through. I usually keep the car in the garage for that reason, so water doesn't get in it. But the seal is in pretty good shape all the way around, but just need to pull the window out and replace it. Does need a front windshield, only because of right here in the very front, it's kind of smoky looking all the way along the bottom edge of it. I do not have the parking turn signal lights that are here, but the passenger side, as you see, looks really good. I mean, to back out on the car, matter of fact, the passenger side doesn't really need a whole lot. The fender is messed up over here on this side, but you know, the fiberglass can fix it, or maybe have the fender repaired. There is a little bit of rust past the fender in the door right there, and on the lower rocker a little bit, but altogether the fender's solid. Again, good tire tread on the tires front. It's a matching set of American Racing Vectors. Got the engine running, obviously, with a little bit of shake to it. Has those motor mounts and everything. It's got the Dixie horn already hooked up, ready to go. It's got low car shifter cable, and also the kick down cable and the throttle cable. It is a brand new Edelbrock carburetor that I just put on it last weekend. As you can see right there, electrical wire, and everything's working on the car. And it does sound amazing. Hot as hell. And this is around the front of the car. You'll see again on this side a little bit more of the windshield issue. It's livable, but it needs to be replaced. There's no cracks in the windshield that I see. Some smear marks that I think are pretty much just, they would buff out, but it is a groove in the glass itself. That's the cowl. The hood is solid metal. That I know of, there's no rust in the metal anywhere. There's a bend right here. And this is where I was telling you about the damage. You got this fender, it's got some repair damage somebody else did before me. I just threw this paint over here to keep the metal from rusting again or further. But it's dented all the way down through. And there's a significant dent here. The lower part of the fender's okay. The lower balance, pretty good shape. I don't see any rust really anywhere. The only thing is right here, it's dented. It's not supposed to be. But I've replaced the control arm bushings, all the bushings for the front suspension been replaced. And then you got the door issue. There's a bit of a dent here. And you go down through, and this is where it gets real angry. There's a dent in here, in this area. It's kind of a subtle dent that goes across about a foot. And then all this, again. So, that's the outside. It's the interior. The car would be just like this when you get it. The only thing that I'm going to possibly do to the car is I may take this switch panel back out because I'm sure you won't use that. But as you can see, the oil pressure at idle, you give it gas, it goes upwards of 60, 70 pounds. That's operating temperature there. With the way this is set up, runs about 200 degrees, give or take. Down the interstate, it'll do about 160 as far as the temperature. It's sustained 70 mile an hour. And then as you speed up, you know, or slow down rather, it will heat up a little bit. If you're in traffic at idle, it will go up to 200. And that's the door panel on the passenger side. Again, you got the console shift. There's a crack right here in the center part. And that's pretty much everything with the car. What I'm referring to about the floor pans, these are pretty solid. There's not really any issue. There's a little bit of rust right here. And that's pretty much it as far as the front floor pan. The back of the car, it's substantial back here, behind the back seats. And also in the trunk. But you can hear it, it's all business. Still got a little bit of trash in the carburetor. Still want to kind of act up some. But that's the car. I'll show you the trunk. Of course, I got any trunk would have a lot of loose items and stuff, but this is that pan I was telling you about that's been replaced. You can see where it's got this new metal here, and it goes around. They laid this in here, and it's not part of the car. It's not factory, and I didn't do it. I don't even want to take responsibility for it. Whoever did it was a nut. It's been just tack welded in right here and different little places where it's just tack welded. It'll come out pretty easy, but it does need a complete trunk pan. The seal around the back is in good shape. It needs another rubber pan gasket or another rubber gasket. You can see where it's dry rotted and it's just not working. But the trunk lid's in good shape. And the tube for the gas is all hooked up like it's supposed to be. Got the gas pan, the gas can rather, access where everything's functional. It could use another seal, I guess, if you want to put one in it. Never had an issue. But that's the back of the car. where the wind is at, and the speakers that's been replaced, and the trim piece there's a little messed up. But just let me know. I guess we'll talk soon.